Hi everyone, how are you? Um, I'm frustrated, but here's the pattern we're gonna do. It's called Swedish tile. I ended up losing all of my sound for this video, so I'm trying to do a voiceover. I'm doing the best I can. If the sound doesn't quite line up with what's happening on the screen, it's because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just doing the best I can. So I'm watching this back. I'm recording as I'm watching it, and hopefully things will mesh. I am not sure. So, anyways, I really like this pattern. I really enjoy the artwork I did back in the day. This was from I believe it. I said it was August of 2013. So it's been a hot minute since I've drawn this pattern, and it took me a while to find the uh, the blog that this came from, that this pattern came from. Um, yeah, and it's not very good quality, and I apologize for that, but it's all we have. I'm showing you that it is attached on my Pinterest board. So if you, in the description box below, there is the link to my Pinterest page, and you can find it under regular Tangles, under Swedish tile pattern. And so if you visit her website, this is what it looks like. Her name is Leanne. Um, Zentangling Fun. And I took a screenshot of the artwork so that I would be able to show it better, because it's hard to show on her web page. But it's not super high quality, so bear with us for that. So now I'm going to show you the steps. I found her step outs to be super confusing, and so yeah. So first you do a circle, then you do these little curves. There's 8 of them, so that you have 8 little arms. Okay. And then on the north, south, east, west, you do a diamond shape. And then step number 4, you then do a little triangle shape on the arms that you didn't do before. But then when you get to step number 5, you'll notice that the step that you just did in step number 4 with the little triangles are missing. And she does now triangles on the top of those diamond shapes, but she's missing the step of step number 4. Well, I was really confused because the steps don't go in order. And since whoever made this step out didn't do it with the traditional show each step with red, it's super confusing. But we muddle through. So then when you go to step number 6, step number 4 is back again. And then you do those little circles in step number 6. And then in step number 7, you do this like swirl that comes over, around, into the diamond and to the triangle shapes. And then you do this other swirl. And then let's see, that was 8. So step 9 is you make these sort of straight lines coming up to those triangles, which I wasn't 100% sure was right, and then I looked at her regular art, and I was trying to find next step, because her steps don't go in logical order either. Some of them go right to left, and some of them go up and down. Step number 10, I didn't see how it was much different than step number 9. I couldn't tell what was the new stuff. I finally figured it out as we were drawing, but at this moment I couldn't tell. And then, whoop, and then I go over to step number 11, which is to the right and up. And then step number 12, you go around the loops that you make in step number 11. And then step number 13 is not all on the page, and it seems to be intertwined in step number 15. So I was, once again, super confused. She didn't have enough room on her page, so she overlapped stuff. I don't know. And then step number 13 is at the top, and then there's step number 15, and then there's step number 14. Ugh, just frustrating. And I don't know what that is in step number 14 with the arrows. I have no idea. Anyway, I figure it out eventually as we're drawing. That's how, yeah. So I decided I was going to do the whole thing in pencil first, and then go back over it in the pen, just so, because it was so confusing, and I didn't want to get too far ahead in ink, just in case I didn't do something right. And I was glad I did, because there was a step in here that if I had done it straight away with pen, would have been awful. So I've gone off the edge of the thing. I'm talking to you. I have no idea what I said, but I don't remember. I was reaching for something. And then I have to turn on my light. Come on, turn on your light. There it is. Oh, that's very bright. My camera just has a heck of a time until it figures out lighting, the white balance. I do like the background that I picked. I picked one of my watercolor shimmery mica backgrounds. I really like that. That looks cool. And it's kind of reminiscent of how I colored the other page. So we're going to do that circle in the middle. And then I go around and make little marks on the north, south, east, and west, and then in between, so that I can be fairly consistent with my little curves to make that sort of sunburst shape. Just trying to make it a little more even. Although at the end it really doesn't make any difference. As long as it's got 8 fingers. And then I do my diamonds. And then when I do my triangles in the middle, I don't make the right shape. I don't know why I veered from the step out, but I do. For some reason, I curved them all inwards. I know why I curved them inwards going this way, because that's for the kind of the roundy shape. But the top part, for some reason, I second guessed myself, and instead of doing it straight across or in an outward curve, I did an inward curve, which is not how the step out is, and it's a little confusing when we come to the end, but it works out fine. It's just not quite right. So I would just go ahead and stick with just a regular old triangle there, or a triangle with slightly inward curves there, but an outward curve, not an inward curve at that far edge. That one. Don't do what I just did. But I did it to all of them. think, did I do one more step before I went to ink? Did I ink here? No, I did one more step. Okay, so I'm going to do the, what is it, step 6? Yeah, I go all the way to step 6 before I put ink down. Oh, yeah, I need to do the little triangles in step 5. Forgot. Got to do the triangles in step 5 that are above the diamonds. And now we got to do the, I decided they needed to be a little roundy on the top. So I went around and fixed them all. I could have just fixed it with the pen, but no, I went around and erased everything. Fixed it with my pencil first. Okay, and then the circular bits. And then I think I switched to pen. So this pattern, if you're following along while I'm drawing, it really helps to go ahead and look at the step outs as I'm describing them. Because if you have her step outs from Leanne's Entangling .weebly.com, then you'll know what I'm talking about when I say I'm having issues with some of this step out. Okay, so there's step 5. I'm trying to go in the same order. Even though I've already got it all drawn out, I'm trying to go in the same order so that they're in the step order. And here comes step 6, the circles. Okay, so now I switch back to my pencil for step 7. And this is where this swirl comes in. Kind of make a swirl from that point around like that. Like a number 6. And then I was trying to figure out, I thought it went all the way up to the point of that triangle. Because you see how I'm going all the way up to the point of that triangle? Because if you look at the step out, in step out number 8, the top one, which is where I started when I was looking at things, does go up to that triangle. But none of the other ones do. And I didn't notice that until after I was trying to draw the next step and it didn't make sense. So I was trying to figure out what is step number 9. And then I realized that step number 8, those swirls shouldn't have connected. Because I need to make a straight line coming upwards. So I'll figure it out here in a second. But like I say, if you guys have the step out, the original step out, you can see where I made my error. And it's taking me a minute to figure out what in the world. I was looking and looking and looking, and I think I finally figured out, okay, that needs to go there. That I figured out. That needs to go there. That's also part of step number 8. But I was having troubles. Goes about to the middle of that triangle. Still makes kind of a swirl, which is cool. And this is where I was starting to question number 9, on where I was supposed to go next. Yep, I just now figured it out. I have to erase some of that. I got too close to that triangle. So don't go all the way up to the triangle. Don't follow along exactly until watch the whole thing first. So now I figured out that as number 9, that has to go straight across. So the top of that diamond goes to the left of that triangle. And then it makes a straight line. So it does make a difference as to the angle that that diamond is. You don't want it curvy like I made it, like that one. Those diamonds you really want more, or not diamonds, the triangles at the top, you really want more straight. I've got a bit of a curve to them, and then I'm trying to figure out, okay, this is coming up and it connects to, see, this is where I figured out that my triangles there aren't quite right. Should have been a round going the other way. The top curve of my triangle should have gone the other way, but it was too late now. I don't remember what I was saying at this point, but there we go. We're just going to make that curve up to that point, and then it comes out. It's really very confusing. And then you leave that one, you skip that one, you go here, you go over there, you go over there, and then you go over there. And you leave the other one. So it's only got 4 that go upwards like that, where those diamonds are. So far so good. I'm still a little lost. I'm really studying step 9 and then step 10. And step 10 I figured out was only just extending step 9 a little bit further. So step 9 could have just, with the lines, could have just gone upward. That's all it is, was just extending past that triangle just a little bit. So it could have been included in step 9. So then I come back around with the pen and go back and do step 7. This is step 7. So you can see it. Make those sort of 6 shapes. And then step 8 is to do the other side of that curve, so it makes it look sort of like a snail shell or a big chonky 6. I'm still thinking. I'm having a heck of a time. Can you tell how, because it's taking so long between steps, that I'm still thinking. I was looking at my originals, and I was telling you guys that clearly I made 6 of them. So I must have figured this out somehow. I must have figured out an easier way to do this. Yeah, at this point I was really frustrated, and I was really almost wanted to give up, but I didn't. I didn't give up. I was very good, you guys. I didn't give up. So you just got to make sure that those don't go all the way up and hit anything, that they have a gap. When they're over that triangle, they just kind of go in the middle of the triangle. When they go up toward the diamond right there, that they just stop short of that secondary line. And then I went ahead and did 9, 10 as one step. And then that one didn't go far enough, so I just connected it. So there's 9, 10. See, that part that sticks up above the triangle, that's step 10. But I just did it all as one smooth motion. See how I've got a slight curve on my diamonds up there? It's in there that makes that line a little wonky. But the whole thing ends up kind of wonky, so I guess it doesn't really make that much difference. And then I'm trying to figure out number 11. I go back to my pencil. And then number 11 only goes on the right and the left of that triangle that's above the diamond. So that one goes up and over the triangle and then makes a little loop kind of straight up from that one. So I'll make a little loop like that, kind of straight up from there. So then this one goes from this side. Yeah, goes from that side and then comes and makes a little loop. And then it took me a second. I thought I was going to go from there, but nope, don't go from there. Don't do it, Don. Nope, go from up there. Yep, over that triangle. I was saying which things are on top and which things are on the bottom. You want to go on the one on the top, and then come up and over, and then make the little loop. And then this one that's at the top, that's the one you want to go from. Up and over that triangle and make the little loop. And then come from that other side and make the little loop. And then once again, I'm going to go from up there over that triangle and make the loop, and then that one goes. So there's a long one and a shorter one. And then come around like that to make that loop. And I made that too long because they were going to overlap, so I made it just a little bit shorter. Decided the rest of them were okay. I just made those two too close together, so I made it just a smidge smaller, like this. And then this loop, I had to think about it, it comes up. Yep, this is where it's tough to figure out from her step out what exactly is the next thing to do, because her step outs, some of them are under the another step out. Like you can't see the whole thing, so it's hard to figure out. So I need to go from I was trying to figure out where is the loop going. It's kind of hard to figure out where is the loop going. That loop is going like that from that triangle. So you actually have to go over on the edge of that triangle and then around the other way. And then across the edge of that triangle and then back this way. Across the edge of that triangle and then back this way. Okay, do I stop here and ink? Don't remember. Don't remember what I did. I think so. Yeah, here I go. Okay, so I'm coming back and I'm inking in the same order as I drew it. First I draw the loop. And then I draw the other loop. I draw that long loop. And you'll see that I'm not going exactly over my pencil lines. I'm adjusting just slightly. For shape, I think I went up too high, so I kind of smoothed it out a little bit. Made it a little more flat, a little less loopy. And then come back through and make that loop and this loop. Even with my pencil lines already there, it's a little confusing to draw. There we go. Okay, now we switch over to the other page and we try to figure out number 13 because it's all entangled in number 15 and part of it is off the page, so you can't see it on number on the left hand side of the thing, and on the right hand side it's entangled in number 15. So I was having a heck of a time trying to figure out what was the next step. That's why it's really important when you draw step outs to do the red so that it's clear as to what line you have to draw next. That's super duper important. So I was trying to figure out which loop goes where. And because some of my loops got kind of weird because of I didn't do my triangles right, they have kind of a weird shape to them. So I wasn't 100% sure where I was supposed to go, but I figured out that that loop had to connect to that loop. once I figured that out, that was easier. So I just said, okay, that loop connects to that loop. So I need to do that, go to that side, and this needs to come up there. And then it was not too bad. So just around like that. And is that all of them? There's only 4. Did I do all 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. I kept thinking that there had to be more to this, but that's because I was confused with it, how it was entangled in number 15. So I think I come back with pen and do step 13. I'm just trying to smooth out those lines as best I can to make them more soft, loopy, make it make sense. They're really all over the place. But when I look at hers, they're all over the place. So, it's how the pattern goes. Okay. So then next, we got to go down to number 14, and I saw all these arrows in step 14, and I thought, what the heck is that? Why are there arrows? I was really confused. So then I was studying number 15 and just trying to figure out where are those noodly things supposed to connect to? Basically, it's just it's noodles, so they need to connect somewhere. It's kind of like doing a Celtic knot with overs and unders, right? So these noodly things, that has to go under there. See, I needed to make that a little bit thinner, but I didn't, so it is what it is. But that needs to connect into this little corner bit. So I'm just kind of doing like the center of that corner bit first, and then I come back and do the 2 edges. But I was just trying to figure out where that needed to go. It needed to go up into that corner. So now I do the 2 lines. I figure out that that's what that 14 meant, that it had to have this little bend in it. But that was confusing. We didn't need step number 14 at all. You could just draw number 15 in red and we can figure out that's where it needs to go. I don't know what was with the 14. And then I'm getting a little off the edge of the viewfinder, and I apologize. Well, at least my pen is mostly where you can see what I'm doing. You can tell how frustrated I am. I'm getting the paper closer and closer to my face. And then I come back with my pen. So it comes up, goes under there, and comes out there, and it kind of makes like a house type shape with some sort of rounded edges. Just like that. And like that. And up and around like so. Yep, that's how it goes. Alrighty. And then I just trying to decide, whoops, went the wrong way. Zoomed it out so you guys could see the whole thing. And then I decided I needed to erase all that pencil that I had all over the place because I didn't really follow those pencil lines. Some of those loops are really weirdly shaped. I think some of these lines would be better served going in a different order, maybe drawing things in a different order so that, yeah, something's just not quite right. I think I don't know. I'll have to play with it, see how I can make this simpler, way fewer steps. 15 steps is just way too many steps. And see if I can't figure out a simpler way to make these noodly things a little more flowy and less have these kind of weird angles to them. So I decided I was going to color in the dots. Want a little more contrast on this tile. And so I do the inside of the loops as well. And then I decide I want to go ahead and do the middle also. I think, yes. Yes. Did the middle also, and then I realized that there were, in the sample, wasn't on the step out, but in the sample, she's got some dots, some circles up in that triangular area right there. My pen was having an issue. I think it got full of mica powder. That is the disadvantage of using mica on your papers, is that your pens can clog up. I just wiped it off and came back and was working fine. So she has these dots right there in her sample, take up some of that space in that sort of a triangular bit. And then I had that thick line, had a line there that I wanted to fix, and then of course fixing it makes it thicker, and then it looked weird. So I got out my my brush pen, started doing some line variation using the brush pen. And that can smooth out some of those weird kind of jaggedy, funky lines as well. I decided to just do them all. It kind of smooths that curve where the diamond shape and the triangular shapes are. And then I'm trying to figure out where I want to go next with my boulder line. And I'm sorry if I'm off screen again. Doesn't take much. That just turning that tile just a little bit and having it go just, I'm telling you that the distance that my tile moves is less than the width of my little finger. And if I move it that much, then it's out of frame. And it's hard to be paying attention to my art and keep looking up into the camera to make sure that I'm on frame. So I apologize when I go off frame. It's just gonna happen. It just is. But at least most of what I'm doing, you can kind of see what it is. Ugh. I can see how frustrating that is for you guys. I'm sorry. See, and then I look up and I go, oh, we're off screen again. I'll bring it back. And then I'm trying to decide if I want to do anything else in like the background, or if I want to put some pattern in there, or if I want to do anything else. I decide I want to do just that side of those loops. Kind of smooth them out just a little bit. They feel so pokey. A little too angular for me. I want them to be a little smoother, a little rounder. But I don't want to do everything in the big black line. So I decided to just leave it like that. And then I decided, well, no, it really needs some shading. So I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to shade the unders and overs, all the under spots. Get a little bit of shadow. And I miss a few. And I'm sure you're yelling at me already. You missed one. Come back, you missed one. Yep, I do. I miss a few. It's hard in the moment. Like I've already seen two that I missed as I was going, oh, there's another one I missed. But I'll either get it when I'm going around and again, or I will catch it as I'm blending with the stump. This particular tile looks much better in real life than it does on camera. Sometimes the tiles look better on camera than they do in real life. I think this one looks way better in real life than it does on the camera. The camera is not always picking up on the subtlety of the colors. Sometimes as I turn it, it's better. This view right here is better than that other view. When I said I didn't that it was better in real life. See, I missed one. But I saw it. I saw it eventually. Get it when I'm coming through with the blending stick. And I missed blending one. Ooh, did I actually not blend that one? I see. There's a loop I didn't blend. There's two loops I didn't blend. Did I come back and fix it? Nope. Okay. was being very conscious of what time it was too. I was running low. I can't go more than 55 minutes or else I'm over time and my camera turns off on me. So that's it. Hope you have a great day. I hope this works, and I will see you on the next video. Go out and do something nice for someone today. Make the world a better place, and have a great day. We'll see you later. Bye.